have Shiva with us, and he's an entrepreneur who dabbled like you, thought about whether I should get into hydroponics or not, and then he decided to get into it. He took the plunge. One of the first hydroponic farm in Coimbatore belongs to him. He's running that farm, and I especially requested him to be a part of this session here, to come here and share with us his insights so that we can learn. And if you have any questions you want to understand about his journey, that you can also understand. Here, thanks a lot to allow us to have you here, host you here, and get your perspective of what all your journey has been. Now, before we get started, I just wanted you to give a brief intro. We want to know you as a person, about you, what you have been, what you have done, what's your background, and why and how did you thought of hydroponics?
Reliance Industries Limited, and then with Reliance Jio Infocom. I used to head the operations geofiber rollout for South region, which included all the 5 states: Karnataka, Kerala, AP, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu.
Being from such a good career, why did you choose to become a farmer? I mean, people want to go to corporate world, right?
Yeah, true. I mean, the entire reason why we ventured into business was a different angle altogether. Of course, getting into hydroponics was one, and we always had, me and Vinay, both of us, we always had this entrepreneurial bug in us. So it kept poking us. But the larger picture was, dire shortage of, the kind of food which we eat. I have a small kid, she's 3 years old now. And with the kind of food surrounding us, this was one of the reasons why we came in. Okay? With the kind of food which is surrounding us, we really wanted to look at a cleaner and a safer alternative. Not only a cleaner one, a safer alternative into foods. And we thought that, this is one of the technology which, can provide food which is safe for everyone to eat.
Sure, but Shiva, what I also want to understand is your journey. See, when you came to us for the first time, it was a part of a session like this. Now, before that, you would have thought about it, you would have done something. So I just want to understand your journey. Once you started, or once you got interested in hydroponics, what all did you do before you could finally decide, okay, now I can take the plunge?
Okay. See, so when
and also sorry also, and when was it first? You had set up your farm last year, but what was your exploration phase like? How long it was when you started exploring, and what all went through in between?
Sure. So like I said before, I spent close to 3 years before even setting up this commercial farm.
3 years of research.
3 years of research and failures and whatnot.
Okay, that's interesting.
It took me a long time because I was into a corporate job, and I didn't have too much of free time. It wasn't a typical 9 to 6 job that I could spend the rest of the day or rest of the evening doing some work. It was a high pressure job, so literally it was only the weekends, that too on a rare few occasions. So it took me 3 years, but I guess if we have time on your hand, then should not take so much time. The journey started with me trying some small experiments at home. It was a DWC setup it was a DWC setup. Just a bucket and a thermocol on top of it. I tried to grow maize. It was an epic failure. I just didn't do it right. There was no sunlight. I just thought if we put the plants inside the water and give it nutrients, it should just grow. But
it would have been a disaster.
Yeah, it was a disaster. Okay. So I got some lanky plants, which bolted very fast, and I was very happy to see them. And then, in a day or two, probably not even a day, I left for office in the morning. I came back, I saw all of them dead. Then I did some more research. I understood that light is also an important factor finally. And then exposed it to my balcony where there was sufficient sunlight. So it started off. Then I did some harvest. I had the food myself. I was pretty satisfied. I tried to move around the market. Tried to do my own small setup. I used to live in Mumbai previously. I met a lot of so-called hydroponic consultants back then. All of them had this thing डाल दो, 2 एकड़ का डाल दो, ये करते हैं, वो करते हैं, आपका ROI 2 साल में, 1 साल में, all fancy stuff. The numbers were like, too good to believe. Okay, so I didn't want to, jump full-fledged. So finally, one more colleague of mine from Reliance, both of us, we got a small plot of land, some 3,000 square feet in near Panvel, in Mumbai, near Mumbai, and we tried to do cherry tomatoes there. Of course, we were not in the farm per se, so there was an agronomist who was handling the growing part for us. We used to tell him this is what we need, this is the kind of nutrient dosing, etc., etc. And we put in quite a bit of money. After like 2 or 3 months, the crop just started to die off. Various reasons. One, there was a heavy monsoon, and it was not even a proper ventilated polyhouse per se. It was only a structure on top to keep the plants safe. So too much of moisture, too much of humidity, and I don't know. I don't want to blame anyone, but it again turned out to be a failure. That was my second experience. Then I happened to come across your course, City Greens course on hydroponics. I thought, okay, fine, let me go understand what exactly it is, and then rather than keep burning my hands, I should actually get some knowledge on it, how it functions, etc., and then start. So that's when I did the 2-day course.
So Shiva, when was that? Do you remember the year? Which year was that?
2019 probably. 2019 February.
Yeah, okay, February 2019. Okay, got it.
Correct. So somewhere around that time. So that's when I met across a beautiful set of people: Gaurav, Nidhi, Ashish. So, and the kind of and it was not like course के लिए आए तो मतलब एक कुछ दिखा दिया and then you just say tata bye bye goodbye. It wasn't that way. Even during the course, the entire team. I mean, I don't want to sing praises of you, Gaurav, but
for audience, then let's talk about essentials, not about us.
No. That was a factor which led me to, which was a very strong factor. Like I keep telling Nidhi, that was, the amount of confidence and trust which, we built was the reason why I could, venture into such a capital-intensive project with no experience. I mean, of course, I did do my bit of research, but, the confidence and the trust which I had in Gaurav and his team is one of the reasons why I took the plunge in finally.
Okay, so once you did your setup, and for everyone's benefit, I would like to say his setup is entirely of NFT, and his initial thought process when he had come to us was to grow only Indian leafy greens, which was something we also wanted to propagate from day one. That if you are in India, then grow crops which people in India eat. So that's where we were also very attractive and enthused about the setup. But how actually it was on the ground? Once you did the setup, how has your journey been, and how did you see the response from the market? What all did you do essentially to make it work after we have done the setup?